Hey man, UFC 326 is right around the corner, and I'm here to talk about and break down the fight between Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway. It's not gonna be my full card predictions. That's gonna be coming out in the next couple days. But yeah, we're here to talk about the fight. Both of them come off of wins. Max Holloway against Dustin Poirier in his retirement fight for the BMF title. Charles Oliveira against Mateus Gamrot as a bounce back fight. Both of them coming off of losses. Ilya in their last loss, both being knocked out. Oliveira got sent to the fucking Avatar land with all the flying dragons or whatever. While Max Holloway, yes, he got knocked down. His chin got cracked. Um, but not everybody's able to crack Max Holloway. We wish we could crack Max Holloway, but we cannot. While Charles Oliveira, it sucks seeing like that. That was the first time he got sent into the shadow realm. Got the first time he got knocked out like that, knocked out cold. Yes, he's pretty chinny, he's pretty wobbly, but he's never really been that colded like that. Um, Meanwhile, Max, granted chin, but I will say at 155, his chin has been looking a little iffy as of recently. I will say, fighting against Justin Gaethje, that was pretty nerve wracking. He got knocked down for the first time in his career. In that fight, he also got flash knocked down against Dustin Poirier whenever they fought, and of course against Ilya, he got knocked out, TKO'd. While Charles, also coming off a knockout, was able to regroup and submit Gamer Gamrot in their fight on a fight night. I feel like this could be an interesting fight. First, let's talk about Max Holloway. His move up to 155 has been a success so far. Seeing him fully filled out in 155 compared to his Dustin Poirier fight off short notice to try to become double champion at lightweight. Back in the second fight against Dustin Poirier, that he looks way more filled out, way bigger, and he looks more, what's the word, toned. Like in the second fight against Dustin, you can tell that he just gained weight just to gain weight and have the fight go on. That was still a pretty close fight. Meanwhile, after fully filling out against Justin Gaethje and doing it the right way, he looked tremendous in that fight. He looked amazing against Justin Gaethje. He was able to knock him out in the final seconds. He basically won twice that night. Knocked him out, and he was going to win by a dominant decision too. And then cutting it back down to Ilya, maybe that affected his chin against Ilya. Who knows? But either way, he got knocked out. And then coming back up against Dustin Poirier, he was able to consistently knock down Dustin Poirier. One thing that I've noticed is that Max Holloway actually has consistent power at 155. And that's impressive considering that he has the most significant strikes. He wasn't really that known as a power puncher in 145. I believe his last knockout was against a retiring Korean Zombie, but outside of 155. And yes, that's impressive. Korean Zombie has a great chin, but at the end of the day, he was also retiring. He was able to sit down at his punches. It was a wild exchange. But here, his punches just have that extra oomph that's able to consistently knock down his opponents. And we saw that against Gaethje, was able to knock him down multiple times. We saw that against Dustin, was able to knock them down multiple times. And these aren't just nobodies with chinny chins. These aren't like the Crimson Chin from Timmy Turner. These guys are known for their wild exchanges, known to have pretty good chins. Justin Gaethje has a pretty good chin. We never really see him knocked out like that before Max Holloway. Dustin Poirier, it's very difficult to knock him out. I believe the only people that have been able to do it are like Connor. Connor's the only one that was able to like really knock him out. I'm trying to think of who else was able to do it. There's no one that can come on that's on the top of my head, like the top of my tongue or whatever the saying is, that I can think of, at least not in recent memory, that was able to really knock out Dustin Poirier. Oh, Justin Gaethje, but that was by a head kick. I feel like that's a little different. But yeah, his punches are way more powerful now at 155, and it's very impressive. Meanwhile, Charles Oliveira, he's also made some pretty impressive improvements too, especially since their first fight. The first fight was such a long time ago in a weird circumstance where Charles tore his esophagus. What kind of injury is that? Tearing your esophagus? That's a crazy, insane injury to have inside the octagon. And it was just a weird finish, a sad finish, something that we wish that we could have saw a full fight of. But now we get to see it. Granted, maybe a little bit past Charles's prime. I feel like Max Holloway, his prime, he's still kind of in his prime. Um, Maybe a fight that we wish that we could have seen maybe a couple of years earlier. But at least we're getting it to where they're much more improved than they were back in the day, back to when they were like fucking UFC infants. It's something that I'm looking forward to. You're looking forward to. We are all looking forward to, but also kind of dreading because we don't want to see either of these fighters lose. Charles, however, has been improving on his wrestling. That's one thing that's very interesting, especially in this fight. Max Holloway has great, amazing takedown defense, and even when he gets taken down, he's able to stand up very quickly, very fast. We saw against Ilya, whenever he did get taken down, he got out really quickly. Against Volk, there wasn't really, like, he was able to defend most of his takedowns in all three of their fights. Yeah, that's just against Brian Ortega too. Brian Ortega, not really known as much for his wrestling, but known for his ground game. He was able to basically snuff that out, make it a standing fight, making a stang and bang. And we know it's not stang and bang with Max Holloway. Max Holloway is very, very impressive on the feet, but Charles has been improving a lot on his wrestling. We saw against Michael Chandler how he was able to consistently take him down, consistently smother him, control him on the ground. And Michael Chandler has decent takedown defense. It's not the best. It's not something that you're gonna like be like, oh, he wrestled Michael Chandler. It's not something like that. He was able to take down Ilya Tapoya at one point though. That's pretty impressive. Granted, Ilya was able to reverse it, be able to get back up. That's just how impressive Ilya is on the ground too. But he was able to get Ilya down for a second in their fight against Mateusz Gamrot. That's the most impressive. That's where I actually saw the most improvements. Was able to take him down, was able to wrestle him, was able to submit him too. And that's Mateusz Gamrot. Mateusz Gamrot's an amazing wrestler, one of the best wrestlers in the lightweight division. And against Armin, was able to hold his own against Armin. That was a close fight against Armin Sarukian, one of the best grapplers, if not the best grappler in the lightweight division. And I don't think that's a hot take. I think he is the best grappler in the lightweight division. So we see Charles improving on his grappling, and that's where it's gonna come. Like the whole idea of the fight's gonna come is if it's gonna go to the ground. It's going to be difficult for Max Holloway to withstand it, but Max Holloway has great takedown defense, has great anti-grappling, and is able to get up pretty quickly within his fights. And if it's on the feet, I'm worried for Charles. I'm worried for his chin. Like I said, Max Holloway's been improving on his power. His power has gotten a lot better, and it's still Max Holloway. He still has the most significant strikes in UFC history. He's still able to punch you 3-4 times without getting hit. He's so quick on the feet. He's like so strong on the feet. He has great technique. He has amazing combinations. The best weapon he has is his hook to the body. His right and left hook to the body whenever he's in the middle of a combination. He goes to the hooks and then goes up top. He goes to the body and then goes up top. We saw it against Justin Gaethje multiple times. We saw that against Dustin Poirier multiple times. Even against Ilya Taporia, that was working on Ilya. He was against Ilya. He was having a great, like it was very close on the feet. I thought Max Holloway was winning that fight before he got knocked out. If not, it was very close, very very close. That just shows how great Max Holloway is on the feet and how great he is at boxing and how great he is at striking. He's one of the best strikers in the lightweight division. He is the best striker at the lightweight division. I mean, Ilya, we haven't seen him in a while. I believe Ilya is actually the best striker at the lightweight division the more I think about it. But Max Holloway's a very, very close second. And this is going to be an interesting fight. I believe the loser of this is probably going to fight like a Paddy Pimblett, probably going to fight maybe who else? Paddy Pimblett, maybe a BSD, someone like that. While the winner of this is going to go on and either fight the loser of Gaethje versus Ilya or Armin Sarukian. And it's just furthers their career. Either way, the winner of this is not going to fight for a title. We know that. Both of them have lost pretty recently. There's still Armin. There's still Gaethje, who's now the interim title holder, who still has to fight Ilya. Armin's always... who knows what's going to go on with Armin. I don't even want to bring up the whole RAF wrestling thing, to where he got into a fight. We don't know if that's going to affect him. I bet it is. And I love Armin. I believe Armin has the tools to beat Ilya, has the tools to beat Gaethje, has the tools to beat anyone, to be the best lightweight in the division. But this is an Armin video, right? We're not going to talk about Armin right now. We're going to be talking about Max versus Charles. And I believe the fight's going to be very entertaining. Again, if Charles stays on the feet, I'm going to be I'm going to be clenched. I'm going to be worried. Charles coming off of that bad KO against Ilya. Gamrot doesn't have the power that I believe Ilya does, and I don't think he has the power that I believe Max Holloway has now. And we never really saw Charles get into too much danger against Gamrot, so I don't know how much his chin has recovered since the Ilya KO loss. And he's always been a little chinny. He's always been wobbled in all of his fights, and it's pretty nerve wracking. As we can see, the average fight time right here, Charles's fight time is much slower than is much quicker than Max's fight. But again, Max moving up a weight class, has a lot more power. So we'll see how it goes. Strikes per minute, again, we just see the amount of strikes per minute. It's more than double what Charles has. So if it's staying on the feet, strike accuracy, he's just throwing a lot more. And he's being hit a lot less. 7.2 strikes landed per minute compared to 4.7. Wow, Charles has 3.35 versus 3.24. Not only is Max hitting you a lot more, but he's getting hit a lot less. And I just think that's a recipe for a win, especially with his takedown defense. His takedown defense is tremendous. As you can see right here, his takedown defense, 83%. He defends 83% of takedowns taken on him. And even if he gets off so quickly, it's very hard for him. Yeah, like we see the most recent wins. It's just, I find it hard to see Charles winning this. I'm going to be honest. It's hard for me to see Charles winning this. I think Max Holloway is going to get this finished within the first 3 rounds. I truly believe it's going to be Max Holloway TKO. Not like a full KO. It's not going to be like how it was against Ilya. But I believe it's going to be a KO. Max Holloway within 3 rounds. I just think Max Holloway is going to be too much for Charles Oliveira. And I feel like he's going to be putting him on the back foot. He's going to be pressuring Charles. And we've seen that whenever Charles is pressured, it's not the best for him. He's usually the one doing the pressuring. He's usually the one that pressuring his opponents, backing up against the fans, being able to take them down from there. We saw that against Michael Chandler, where we saw that against Justin Gaethje, whenever he was able to actually knock Gaethje down. He was pressuring him and constantly being in his face. And I don't believe that that's something you can do against Max Holloway unless you're a power puncher like Ilya Topuria. It's just going to be very difficult. I do believe there's a chance. It's Charles Oliveira, the comeback kid. There's always a chance. But I believe out of anyone that Charles could face, this is probably going to be his toughest opponent outside of the top 3 of Ilya, Armin, and I would put Max in the top 3. But yeah, that's really my breakdown. I believe Max Holloway is going to win this by TKO within the first 3 rounds. Now, let me know what you think. Let me know if I'm dumb. Let me know if I'm stupid. But that's what my prediction is. And I'll come up with the full card predictions in the next couple days. And yeah, I'll see you.